I look at my peripheral, see somebody walking. He walking past. He mess around and turn my way like one of those scary movies. He walk like this. It made it turn like, oh, big boy. Yeah, there you go. I caught you. I caught you.
Whenever y'all see that logo right there,
you know what I'm saying?
I want y'all to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, man. Man, I've been holding that last bit the whole time. Hey, I threw my hand up on him like you right here. You don't see me? You don't see me? Like I knew it. You weren't gonna never do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, take that energy and apply it to your life and go get.
Matter of fact, if y'all want to get in on some of these talks, you got something you want to add, just hit us up. We'll put you in.
Last because I'm thinking in my mind. You
Yo, what up? This Big Chris and nephew from the Make It Sense show, where we try to make it make sense. If we can't make it make sense, hopefully y'all can make it make sense. But today's topic just don't make no sense.
Make no sense.
Man, I feel like we need to talk about, man, people that may or may not know, they the toxic one in relationships, in friendships, in business relationships, whatever kind of ship you can think of. Sometimes people really need to take a step back when things seem off, when things ain't going right, especially if things won't quite go your way. Check your own blood pressure, check your own oil just to make sure, you're not the toxic one. The question of the day is, are you the toxic one? So, and for me, I'm gonna tell you what I noticed, man. This not nothing new. It's something that happens. But I be seeing this so much. There are actually people, man, that take up a majority of their time throughout the day on social media, just posting about all that gender bashing mess. You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, you might got a female that might have had her heart broken by some dude, her baby daddy, ex-husband, whatever. That thing that consumed her so much that she can't go a day hardly without saying something to the nature of all men ain't this, ain't that. Or, it might not even say that, but it's alluding to. And in my opinion, if you let that thing consume you like that, that thing, then it'll enter into your life like a cancer. And you just spreading it around. So you have become that of which you trying to demonize. So I mean, you might felt like that person in your life was toxic. You might felt like that person in your life was toxic. Dang, I can't even say the shit right.
Yeah, I got you though.
Like that person in your life was toxic, but now you the toxic one. You know what I'm saying? You are a toxic person. Like, say if we talking about women, you a toxic person that's representing women by trying to allude to a point of saying all men fit into this box of whatever this person did to your life, and they ain't this, that, and the other.
Right.
What you think about that?
Nah, I think it's bull crap, man. Because at the end of the day, all men are not the same. People just go through shit, man. Like everybody has the capability to change. Just like you were saying the other day, in one of your videos, everybody has the capability of change. I think it was in that "You Are a Cheater" video.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
People who just try to point fingers over and over, and they soak in their grief, they mourn in their depression and they stress and all that type of stuff, man, and can't find their way out of it. It's just misery for them. It's just misery for them. And I don't feel like it's fair when it comes to the other gender, man. Because men do it too, regardless. Men do it too.
Yeah. It go for everybody.
We get hurt. We wanna go on we wanna go on social media, Facebook, TikTok, whatever the platform we feel comfortable on. And It really depends on your state of maturity too. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't do this shit. A lot of people don't go on Facebook and plaster their business all over the place. But if a person is truly hurt, you best to believe, especially a woman, they tend to be way more emotional. They tend to be way more sensitive about a lot of different things. Best believe that they gonna express their feelings in whatever way they deem possible, so they can
Yeah,
be
cause
heard.
you ain't even really gotta say it on Facebook.
Yeah,
If you in your inner circle spreading it amongst your friends, you still toxic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Like and I mean, then it like you said, it ain't just women, it's men too.
yeah,
Because man, I done been hurt to the point where when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I've been hurt to the point where I thought all women can't be trusted. You know what I'm saying? I felt that way before I was more experienced in life. You know what I'm saying? And I was helped brought up out of that and seen the error of my thinking. I mean, since then I've been hurt. You know what I'm saying? But
right,
now I look at stuff like everything is done by individuals. I mean, certain
right,
genders have certain commonalities and stuff, but um, that don't make them the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, men do some things that's considered men stuff, but when it comes down to breaking a heart, you know what I'm saying? Leaving somebody when you made them feel like you were gonna be there forever for
Yeah,
whatever reason. That's a human thing. That's not a man thing. That's not a woman thing. That's a human thing. And if you've embodied that and took that in and you spread it around um through your everyday life like a cancer, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the only person on that screen that you looking at that's toxic is you.
is
You know what I'm
you
saying? Like, think
for
about
real?
yourself. If you got kids, you teaching that to your kids. You teaching that to everybody who, well, you know, everybody who watching ain't learning from you, but you trying to infect them with your toxicity. And you might not want to hear that. You might feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm wrong. But just sit back and think about it for a minute. Think about how you were, think about how you were before you let that infect you, if affect your every being. Before it got so bad on you, you trying to preach it like it's gospel. Think about that. You was a lot more innocent in this thing than you are today. Now you can't do nothing but think. You can't hardly think of nothing but that. You probably see certain pictures of people and just
Be
look at them
triggered.
like that. Hey, right. You go out straight to Facebook or go straight to your circle. Call your girl, call your home girl up. All men this. Call your homeboy up. All women this, that, and the other third. Man, to me, people need to be those that need healing more than they can understand, especially black people. You know what I'm saying? Black men for sure, for sure. And I'm only putting emphasis on black men because I am a man. I know from a man's standpoint. That's not to diminish women in any kind of way. But if like I said, you sitting around being that toxic, doing all this stuff, you need more help than you think. Sitting around talking to your homegirls or homeboys, that just ain't doing it. Especially if you've been doing this for years. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to take more time, man, and evaluate themselves. Like I said earlier, check your blood pressure, check your oil, see what's going on with you, check your mental, make sure you right. Quit, know what I'm saying? Quit looking outward. Quit lashing outward. Evaluate yourself. Look in. Make sure you straight before you start trying to say the world ain't right. It might be you in this world that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter the car you drive. It don't matter the house you got. It don't matter the money you got in your bank account. You might be an affection in this world. Make sure you're not.
Right, right, right. So what you saying that I remember you saying a while back, or I think we both was talking about it in some degree or the other. You know how uh people say you are a reflection, like the people you meet, they basically are a reflection of you. It kind of go back to the saying of like uh your reality and the things that you experience is only because of what you feel on the inside. So if you experience
Yeah.
somebody, if you experience somebody constantly cheating, You know what I'm saying? If you experience and that toxicity has consumed you, like you said, you know, how do you take that and turn it around? You know what I'm saying? Because it's a reflection of you. Is this a part of you that you need? Like how you look at that?
Well, you only gonna you're gonna embody what's invading you. You know what I'm saying? And invading your mental. But the only thing that can get you like that is the things that you make time for. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
You turn it around by giving it less time till you giving it no time. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, certain thoughts will pop up in your head here and there. You just human. You know what I'm saying? It's a brain. It thinks stuff like that gonna happen. But when you can't you can't just get stuck on it like that to where it becomes you. You are
Right,
more than that. Your brain is capable of more than that. Your emotions want more than that. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around, you scarred, you know what I'm saying? Like when you scarred and heartbroken, of course, there's a process. And can't nobody tell you how long to go through that process. And can't nobody tell you what you gonna do, what you gotta do. Well, people can give you advice on steps to try to get you beyond the point that you at till you get to so you can get to the next step. But can't nobody say, hey, do this exact action and it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It don't work that way. It's a process. You got to go through the process, but you got to make sure you don't get stuck in the process in one spot and you living in that in the part that making you the most vulnerable because especially if you out here and you want something meaningful from another person, you think that person gonna want you and you sitting around spewing all that hate, you sitting around spewing all that negativity based on the choices that you made, because that's also what it boils down to. You want to, you know what I'm saying? You want to say all men ain't nothing, but what it really is, most of the time, your choice in men ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But we
right,
don't. But
right.
you don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? It's the man's fault. Oh, he
What?
told me he was gonna be like this and blah blah blah. Yeah, but I'm sure, but majority of the time, before things break bad, that was warning signs. When you got to know that person and seen the warning signs, you chose to ignore that. You chose to ignore those red flags. Then when you move from that person, you go to somebody else like them. Somebody that's your type, but your type keep hurting you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Maybe you need to find you another type. Maybe you need to put yourself around different type of people. Maybe what you maybe what you think you looking for, but maybe what you're looking for ain't for you. Maybe it's for the people that you see on TV that you would like to be like.
right. You ain't at
And
that level
that's you
yet.
that's you being toxic to yourself. You beating yourself down. You inviting all that misery into your life. A lot of people do it subconsciously, don't even know it because they like it or they used to it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You try to keep what you used to around you for comfort, even if it's uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
yeah, for
It's
sure.
familiar. You know what I'm saying? People live in that like to live amongst familiar things, and it provides them with a level of comfort, but it keeps them uncomfortable overall. Sometimes the toxic person is you. Ain't no other way to slice that. It might not be you, but a lot of times, like I said, when shit ain't going right and you can't quite get it figured out, and you exhausted all your different ways of trying stuff, it's something about you that's poisoning. I
Sometimes you
know
just
that's
gotta
harsh,
say.
right? I know you don't want to hear that. I know you ready to probably jump through this screen and argue with me, but the truth is the truth. I ain't here to spare feelings. I'm just here to tell you like it is.
Right. Sometimes you just gotta say, I'm gonna make a change.
Right.
For real, man. I'm used to dating drug dealers. I'm used to fighting with the man that I'm with. I'm used to abuse and stuff like that. And you okay with that? Because you used to something, but you talk about how you want better, you gonna keep going back to what you used to. Prime example
Yeah,
of you becoming the toxic one.
right. You becoming what you keep inviting into your life. What I just say. What invades you, you become it. You know what I'm saying? And you
For
just
real.
opening up the door, letting it happen. Then you complaining about what you working towards. How you complaining about what you working towards? You working towards toxic people, and you getting toxicity in return, and you becoming toxic, and you complaining the whole step of the way.
Yeah.
Hey, like, how the saying go? If you want something you never had before, you got to be ready to do something you never did before. Maybe that thug that you thought was it, that ain't it for you.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, if you, as far like I don't like to tell people who to choose in their life or whatever, but just a word of advice, my advice: if it's not something that you strive to be, or something that is of you, stay away from it. If you're not a thug female, what you looking for a thug dude for? If you striving to be in the streets, why are you looking for a dude that's of the streets? You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Unless you can see more in him. You know what I'm saying? If you can see it in him, not beyond, I'm talking about it's beyond just sight, because a lot of people have a lot of things in them that they'll never let surface because they ain't got the heart to let it happen. You know what I'm saying? They rather be how the public perceived them to be. So you know what I'm saying, for image sake. And but if you feel in the innermost you that this person great knows that destined for greatness, even if they of the streets, if they've displayed it to you, and you just know all they need is this extra look, then for me, that's the exception. But even that got to go a certain way, because you could be wrong. If he take you down that road, or she take you down that road, and they not putting in the proper work to get to where you feel like they can be, because they got to believe it too. If they don't, you know what I'm saying, if they ain't getting to where you believe them to be, you got to go and cut them short. I know that's hard too to hear, especially if you already got like a couple of years into them, but you still got to cut them short, because guess what? You're going to lead yourself right back to the same type of people that began this video, all around town, all on social media, talking about all women, all men, this, that, and the third. You're going to be one of them. You're going to be a statistic. Like I said, I know it's hard to hear, but it's the truth.
Some
I
people
mean, you
feel
can
like they can't.
you can verify by scrolling up down Facebook. You can
For
verify
real.
by listening to your buddies.
For real. Some people feel like they can't get unstuck, bro. Some people feel like they can't, you know, get out of the habit that they built for themselves, which is, selecting uh, a bad choice of men. You know what I'm saying? Like when they experiencing that pain, that strife, that stress, that depression, that whatever they may be going through, that just that heartbreak.
Yeah.
Some people feel like they can't get out of it by themselves.
I mean, and they might be right. You know what I'm saying? They probably do need some help getting out of a little rut or whatever. But you can't force them out. You know what I'm saying? Us as friends and family members or whatever, you can't force them out. But only thing I can advise them is put yourself around what you looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you seek to be married, put yourself around people that know what marriage is. You know what I'm saying? Even if they divorced now, they know what marriage is. They know what's required in a marriage. Put yourself around people that are married. You know what I'm saying? If you require a certain type of man, you have to put yourself around those type of men. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself go to the places those type of men are. Like, anybody can, so you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And you can find a rose growing from concrete. So with that being said, you can find a good person in a bad situation.
Yeah.
But If you want to, um, if you want to increase the odds of finding a certain type of person, a good person, whatever type of person, you have to go to places where good people be. You know what I'm saying? But it's all a gamble. It's not guaranteed even that way because you know wolves wear sheep clothing sometimes.
Real rap.
Wolves hang among the sheep just so they can pounce on one later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? When the herd dog ain't watching. You know what I'm saying? But and you gonna run into some of those. You just don't. You thing is, you just can't get them no more time than necessary. Make them earn everything. Make them earn everything. Give the require out of them what you're willing to give, and that's the only way you can go about it. And it's gonna work out how it work out based on that.
Okay. Okay.
And because anything outside of that leads you to the road of toxic. Just because somebody is toxic with you, don't mean you got to become it. You don't have to stoop to their level, but the more you bathe in it,
It's
even
gonna
even
consume you.
if right, even if it's the aftermath of them, you know what I'm saying? If all you do is think about them, roaming through their pictures, thinking about what they did to you, it's gonna come out on the surface. The things you gonna do gonna reflect you thinking about them. Like
Yeah.
man, like real deal, bro, real deal. I look at my timeline. Some people I know personally. Some people I don't know how they got on my friends list. I just look at them and think in my mind, you ain't tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't tired of bashing women, bro. You ain't tired of bashing men. Like you don't want no happiness in your life. You
Yeah.
like all that, bro. You miserable. I don't care what you can stand in the mirror, show people your body. You can show people your stacks of money. You can show people your cars. At the end of the day, when you open up your mouth, is a misery. You miserable.
Some
You know what I'm
people,
saying? You
some
can
people,
try to you can try to disguise it all you want to. Ain't you ready to come out that misery,
nah, because they need validation from the public. A person can
boy?
say that
Whew.
they trust. If you working on something, a person can say that they trust you all over again, 100%. Let's even add a zero and give it 1,000. But still be posting shit on Facebook to get validation from the public. Like I told y'all, this how all men is. No, it ain't. No,
Right.
it's not. And you keep posting stuff like just because you hear a male figure or a woman figure in agreement to how you feel, like, nah, you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't need validation from the public just to validate how you feel at the moment. Because at the end of the
Right.
day, everybody they own individuals. Everybody.
Right.
Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody has the capability to change. Everybody has the capability to create harm.
Man, and that need for to be validated, to be honest with you, bro, that's a handicap.
Oh yeah.
Like don't
Oh yeah.
you depending on people to push you forward, right or wrong, and especially in the times where you know in the back of your mind that little pit in the back of your throat telling you that you're wrong. But as long as you get somebody to say, bro, I do it too. A girl, I do it too. You feel like, oh, I'm in the right. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else will do it. So hey, I'm good. That want to seek that out, that's a handicap. You know what I'm saying? It's outright damn near a drug.
Yeah, that's
You
like
know what I'm
boosting.
saying?
You trying to boost your ego through that. Like you.
Then you and then a lot of people got people around in their lives, man, that push that condone that type of behavior, that
Oh yeah.
push them in that direction, make them feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? Erase. Matter of fact, while we own it, erase the old folks out your life. If you man, I'm talking about, man, this kind of veering off, but this also more social media stuff. Look at here, man. It just popped up in my head when I was saying about friends condoning and social media. I want to make sure I get this out here. And it's kind of in the same realm, but it's out. But anyway, if you on social media acting a plump fool, making yourself look ignorant, and your friends cheering you on, toss them. what you say? Get them gone.
Get them
You
gone.
know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about if you dressing in a way that make you look silly, you wearing clothes that ain't for your body type. Just because you can put it on don't mean you should wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be um a dude that got, you know what I'm saying, tight thigh high shorts on, man. But just because folks saying, you know what I'm saying, that's the thing right now. You ain't
That's
got
the
nobody in your
trend.
circle say, bro, them shorts too high, bro. They too tight, they too high, man. You need to take them off, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or if you're a female and let's say you plus size and you wearing something that's obviously built for a smaller woman. I'm all with body positivity. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed of the skin you in. If you're ashamed of it, do something about it. But at the same time, that don't mean wear just anything. I don't care what it look like on the mannequin. I don't care what it look like your thick home girl. You ain't her. You ain't the mannequin. You know what I'm saying?
At the end
Hey,
of the
if you
day,
if you like a busted can of biscuits, it ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it ain't for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's that. Listen, some of the stuff I say, it might seem funny, it might sound harsh at times, but I promise you, I'm just telling it like it should be, like I feel it should be told. Because if I was politely saying, hey, you know what? Those clothes, you might not want to wear that. It don't come across as hard as you look like a can of busted biscuits. Take that off. But I ain't gonna say it
right,
to you like that, not
right.
directly. I just tell you on this podcast, telling you, listen, take a look at yourself in the mirror. If you was outside your body talking to somebody else, would that look straight to you before doing whatever, however, without no regard was a thing, before that became the trend? Would you have told yourself to put that on? More than likely not.
Right.
Some people I know personally, they gonna feel a certain way with me saying, with hearing me say this. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is the truth. I'm
For
sorry.
real. For real.
And if you ever around me, I'm gonna tell it to you.
It's a
If you
reason
ain't
why
heard it
they
from me, because you ain't around me.
it's a reason why they got the big and tall section, the juniors, the women, the kids. Don't put your 350-pound self in no lingerie suit that's made for a 165-pound woman. Period.
Hey, hey,
Oh shoot.
man, that's that Lizzo energy, man. That Lizzo energy, but you know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be loud and proud like that. You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah,
try to be, but
yeah,
some people reality warped.
for sure, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like, to me, you still being toxic to yourself. I'm trying to wrap it back around. Still
Yeah,
being toxic to yourself. You're doing yourself a injustice.
yeah,
And but um off relationships. Make sure you ain't the toxic one in your friendship either. Just like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get a friend that you rooting on dumb stuff. You ain't like, be that friend that you could tell your partner, your friend girl, when they wrong. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's some clothes they wearing, a way that they acting, a way that they treating somebody, whatever. Stand on something. Stand on some integrity. Stand on some morals, and hold your head up when you do it. And if somebody in your face that's supposed to be close to you acting a certain way that's unbecoming, speak up.
right,
If you can't speak up without you feeling like they might not like you, or they might, cancel your friendship, y'all weren't cool no way. You need to cancel that friendship anyway.
right, right. Anytime a person got a problem with you being honest with them or you telling them the truth, get them gone.
Man, one of the things about me that I know for sure, that when I'm gone, when I leave this earth, if they don't say nothing else about me, they gonna say I told her. I can tell it like it is.
Right,
I'm talking about every person that know me gonna say, hey, I ain't like what he said, or I like what he said. One thing about him, oh, he gonna tell it like it is.
Tell
You
it
know what
like
I'm
it
saying?
is.
Like I'm not gonna like I'm not gonna you can't use our friendship or our situationship or whatever kind of ship we got. You can't use that to get me keep me in good graces with you.
Right.
It's not a bargaining chip. You know what I'm saying? If you come to me for consults of anything, I'm gonna give you the honest answer as I know it. It might not be the right answer, but it's gonna be the honest answer as I know it. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm gonna hurt your feelings or anything. I'm just gonna tell you what I feel like is the truth. The best way that I can tell it to you, uh, in the way that I feel like you can handle it.
Right.
That's it. I mean, that's it. That's one of the things that's one of the ways I've been, and I don't plan on changing that for nobody. My wife come to me if she asks me about if she was wrong about something, I'm gonna tell her. You know, I ain't just gonna agree with her because she's my wife. I'm gonna tell
Right.
her. I feel
Right.
like I owe her a duty. Family members, I feel like I owe all y'all a duty to be open and honest about things, man.
For
You know what I'm saying?
real.
If you right, I'm gonna call it that you right. That I feel like you right. If you wrong, I'm gonna call it that I feel like you wrong. No
Right.
matter who it is. And I want to set that example for my son when he coming up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell him like I'm always gonna tell him like it is. I want him to do
Right.
the same thing. I feel like a lot of problems could be avoided if people be truthful. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Even if the truth might not be glamorous, it might sting a little sometimes, but in the long run, it's gonna save you some problems because it's out there already.
Yup. In the long run, it's gonna give you gratitude because that person, whoever it was honest with your ass. For
Yeah,
real.
because
And
the
it
the
ain't
the, the
about it ain't about taking sides. You know what I'm saying? It's just about how you can accept the truth. Period.
right, because the lie and the deception is either a problem. It ain't nothing but a problem, and that problem gonna make its move or gonna surface either now or later on down the line.
Right.
Because the truth got to get told in every situation sooner or later. You just gonna
Yup.
pick and choose which when you want to go ahead and let it come out. For
Right.
me, I'd rather go and get it out the way. I ain't got time. I got other things that I be trying to do. Hey, I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to figure out my next money move to be sitting around and try to cover up a bunch of lies because you want to feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? In front of some people who don't even care about you or whatever the reason may be. I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, whatever you trying to, you know what I'm saying, whatever deception or lie that you trying to get out there, it ain't as important as you think. It
Nah.
definitely ain't as important. It definitely ain't more important than me trying to make my next move. You know what I'm saying? Me trying to get make come up off my next move or whatever for me and my family. It ain't more important than that. So I ain't trying to think about it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I ain't trying to that lie. I ain't trying to think about. I put more
Right.
stock in the truth, and that's just what it is.
And you got it. They just gotta take it like that, man. You start living in your truth. The more you start living in your truth, looking in the mirror, taking responsibility, taking accountability for your choices, your mistakes. The past is the
Right.
past. Leave the past where it's at, accept who you was, and focus on the present moment, man. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
that what you better do. That
Release
what you
them
better do.
hooks. That's why I was talking about in my last video, man. Like a lot of times we are individuals and we are full in our entirety.
Right.
We have sovereignty over our own lives, and there should be no pieces of you left out into the universe. You should not be walking around here fragmented. Pull your energy back, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You shouldn't be.
Just because a person was toxic to you, don't mean you have to let that toxicity consume you and make you that.
Right.
You don't have to be a cheater. You don't have to be a liar. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard I heard somebody say one time in this conversation, man, like it was the dude and this woman, and the dude was like, he was just so fed up at his woman constantly hounding him about cheating. And he basically told her, go on and go do what you want to do. I'm just tired of you hearing about it. Just go on and go fuck off type shit. And she responded, I ain't gonna do that because I'll be just like you. See that type of energy right there?
Man, listen, my cousin posted a video. on Facebook the other day with this woman. I don't know what the conversation was prior to her saying what she said, but she going on. I couldn't figure out if she was talking to the actual husband or if she was talking to some people. I just know there's multiple people around. But she go on in to talk about how her husband cheated on her and she had to find out through the female about their relationship and and what their relationship consisted of. And you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it hurt her and all that type of stuff. But her solution to it was, we not gonna get a divorce. We gonna stay together. Me and you ain't gonna have sex no more. But we gonna have our own side pieces of peace. And because you ain't the only one, she gonna say you ain't the only one that other people want to mess with. You know what I'm saying? We go do both our thing. We both are gonna do our thing. Don't bring no kids in the house. Don't bring no babies in the house. And I jumped down in the comments just looking at the women hollering, "Oh yeah, she hurt his feelings and this, that, and the other. Oh, she said that. She cut deep." I'm kept thinking in my mind, man, that woman made a fool out of herself with that, bro.
For
Like,
real.
listen, listen. If it hurts you that bad, let it go. Why? Look, why are you holding on to it?
Why are you dragging it around?
You want to see other men? You want to mess around with other men? Go do that. Free yourself.
Right.
You think it's just gonna be as simple as y'all messing out with other people. The second he come in the house giggling and kikiing and ha in front of your face, you gonna try to make up another rule. No talking on the phone as soon as you come in. Then soon as he want to go do something and won't watch your daughter, uh before you make plans, you got to run it by me first. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna escalate to more and more stuff, and you just
Yep.
steady beating your mental and emotional down by keeping this person in your life. First of all, you go give permission to cheat and go try to call it okay by saying you're gonna cheat, but you want to dictate all the rules based on what's gonna make you feel better. If the man, listen, if you can't trust him to make you feel better, with y'all being between just you and her, you and him, what make you think you gonna be able to implement some rules, playing, fighting on the same battlefield, except adding in new people? What make you think that's gonna be fair? Either y'all sit down, talk this thing through, and come up with something real to move forward with, because you somebody, I have me somebody. We gonna stay in the same house. We ain't gonna get a divorce. I'm gonna no, so we gonna raise the child together. More than likely, that's gonna fail.
Yeah. And then you said we ain't gonna have sex? Oh no. That's crazy as hell.
You might well, hey, don't find somebody else. You looking for somebody else? Go and find somebody else. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna? How you gonna tell your daughter that that's straight? Of course, at first she ain't gonna know what's up, but kids gonna pick up quicker than you think.
Right.
You gonna teach you? So you say you got a daughter? You gonna teach your daughter that's the move? And all the people in the comments that feel like that's the move or feel like that's a kiki ha ha situation. That's the move. That what you feel like? You feel like that's cool?
That says a lot about them here and the way that they think.
Man, you said it, man. You said it, not me. You know what I'm saying? They get mad at me if I say it. Because they
That's
know that
that's
they kin to me.
that's crazy, man. It is what it is though. I mean,
No, you know what though? You know what that means? Back to the original thing. You toxic. That's why you feel like that's cool. You toxic. You know what I'm saying? You some of the same ones that be dragging opposite genders through the mud. Get you a woman then if you feel that bad about men.
right.
Get you a woman for a while. Leave men alone. Don't bring men up and let me know how they work out.
Yeah, go on the exhibition. Ain't nothing wrong with exploring. They got doing all type of exploring any goddamn way these days. For real. They got the LGBT, I mean the LGTB community out, all that stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
hey,
Like,
try your hand out.
yeah.
You might like it. And if you
That,
like it, that make it where you still don't have to talk about men.
right.
I mean, okay, even in the opposite thing, if you're a dude, hey, try your hand out. You want to talk about women no more.
I swear.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why it's funny what you said about me. Hell no.
For
Man,
real
look,
though.
man. Don't and I can't stand when people try to demonize. I like that word demonize you used earlier. People try to demonize people that and make people a monstrosity, knowing that they gonna continue to talk to the person. You feel me? Like you gonna degrade, you gonna demean this human being down to his last molecule, make him feel like he ain't nothing, and still try to make something work. If I'm this bad, like you just said a while ago, if a person is this bad, leave them alone. Period. Leave them alone.
Yeah. Hey,
It's one thing when you know you got a. It's one thing when you know you got a messed up partner and you still there. You don't want to do nothing about it.
man,
You've even
listen.
complained about it.
That look, you try to make it seem like with the woman, you try to make it seem like it's something he ain't worth having sex with, but he worth holding on to. You just want your lick back. That's all it is. You just want your lick back because he must have been good enough for you to try to hold on to him because that's all you're doing. You trying to hold him hostage. What you want to stay married to him so the person that he messing with can't marry him. He don't divorce you. You sure trying to keep him. You know what I'm saying? You try to like you can make it seem like no, see, he had his fun. She need to have her fun. Let her go have her fun then. Like, okay, if you feel like it ain't nothing wrong with what you're saying, if it ain't nothing wrong with what you're saying, why you arguing with him about what he doing? Let that man cheat in peace then, if that's the case.
Right.
Let him cheat in peace. If it ain't breakup worthy, if it ain't breakup worthy, and you want to do the same thing, you should never brought that to that man. Let that man cheat in peace, and you go cheat too. You know what
Cheating is
I'm saying?
all.
If that's how you feel, but if you feel like it's wrong, if you feel like it's wrong, either one or two things need to happen. Either y'all married, either y'all need to figure out if y'all want to be swingers, or if y'all not about that life, y'all need to separate. Either
Period.
y'all can, either y'all can invite people in, and it's an enjoyment for everybody, or y'all need to separate.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? If inviting people in is something that you want to do, like if having somebody else around is something that you want to do going forward, like I said, invite people in a manner that it satisfies everybody, or break apart. I don't see it ain't rocket science. You're gonna be doing yourself a favor. You know what I'm saying? You getting rid of that thing that's gonna haunt you. You think this man being around, the second you out and about, and you see them booed up, him standing behind her in whatever store, especially if she better than you. Oh man,
Oh,
if
you
she
ready to
better than you,
bang? You ready to bang? Shoot up something? You ready to kick
man,
somebody window out?
and if it's the dude, the second you find out this man knocking the bottom out that thing, you know what I'm saying? You gonna feel away.
Very much
You
so.
gonna feel away. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
much so.
So don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. And don't let social media allow you to play yourself either. You don't need them cheerleaders. You know what I'm saying? Do what you know is right. Do what you know is right
For yourself.
for yourself.
For real.
Because torturing yourself, that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? You making a fool out yourself.
Oh yeah, man. Everybody deserve to be at peace, especially on the mental level, man. Like learn to protect your emotions. For real. You the master of your emotions. Don't be toxic. You ain't gotta play tit for tat.
And
You know,
man,
the bet
so what now?
Now, I was just finna say, I mean, the best revenge is to show a person that you don't need
Right, right. And
them.
even with the men, you got these men that talk about women and degrade women in a way to make you feel like they secondhand human beings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like they like I believe in all that. You know what I'm saying? A man, you should not let a man be emasculated. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, a man's supposed to be masculine, do masculine things. That's not me having anything against the LGBTQ community,
right,
but
right,
still, my personal belief is a man should be masculine and do masculine things. And if he decides that he doesn't want to do masculine things, that shouldn't come from no outside influence. And women should live in their femininity. Men are attracted to that. Men who like women are attracted to that. Nobody knows that no man that likes women. I ain't gonna say that because I don't know that don't. I'm gonna say no man that likes women don't like a woman who's masculine because people like all kind of crazy stuff these days.
I swear to
But
God.
let's just say a man a man who feels like he should be the leader of the household. He doesn't want a masculine woman. I can tell you that right now. He don't want
Right.
him loud and proud and won't listen. You know what I'm saying? Won't let him take the helm. Like all this, I got my own. I got my own business. I got my own blah blah blah. That's cool. You can have all that stuff and still let him lead, and you support where he coming short.
Right.
But you got those men. The point that I was making, you got those men that feel like they need to lead. They the alpha, and they treat women like trash, man. And they make them
Yeah.
feel no, make them feel like they secondhand humans.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a woman is like women maybe beneath their feet or something. No, that's toxic to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. For
You
sure.
call it alpha, I call it toxic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That ain't cool to me.
No, it ain't. Like I don't like I never understood, you know what I'm saying, for a man, like I done heard all type of shit, man. Like I done heard men just dog women out and vice versa too. But just for the most part, like men calling female bitches and, you know, hoes, thoughts, all that type of stuff. Everything but what a woman is supposed to be called to me, which is a queen. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Some women don't carry themselves with the qualities of a queen, so they don't deserve it. But for the ones that do, the ones that give it they all, the ones that give it 1,000% and make sure that they cater to their man, make sure that they do the things that they man is gonna appreciate. They loyal, you know what I'm saying? And they just do what it takes to make sure that they man is happy, to make sure that they doing their part as a woman. Those type of women don't deserve this shit. For real. No woman at
Yeah.
all really, no woman deserves to be, to me, deserves to be called anything other than a woman. To
Right.
me.
Like you don't want to treat anybody bad.
Right,
But
right.
but you earn what you get most of the time, man.
For
You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for sure, for
You earn
sure.
what you get. You might not feel that way, but you earn what you get.
If you
Like say
acting
for
like
instance,
that, yeah, yeah.
like say for instance, you don't want to be treated like a prostitute or a hoe or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you dress in a way to say, you know, um, if you dress in a way that influences men to feel like so you advertising the only thing you got, they're gonna react a certain way. I know that might be a controversial thing to say because I know a lot of women gonna disagree with that. But the truth of the matter is, bro, if you walking around and your shorts don't even cover your whole ass, you know what I'm saying, and your top low, you got pastries on just to cover up your nipples. You know what I'm saying? If you walking around like that, men are gonna get turned on to that.
Right.
So they gonna feel like you about that action. So they gonna come at you about that action. All that don't come at me like that. I'm a female talk. They see you as a female, that's why they coming at you. But they don't see you as a woman though. You know what I'm saying?
And
That's the thing.
it's crazy you said it like that because it's actually women out there that dress with their cleavage showing, you know what I'm saying, with the most sacred parts of their body showing and still carry them. They still have high standards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They have principles about themselves and they try to tell you,
yeah,
don't come at me like that. But you dress
right.
like that though.
Yeah, see, but then even if you bring that up, a lot of them will say, I should be able to wear what I want to wear. I mean, you even see, like I tell my wife all the time when I be walking, we be in Walmart or whatever out and about, and I see some of these young kids, these young girls, how their parents allow them to dress. I tell my wife all the time, I'm glad we did not have a female. I'm
Yeah.
glad, bro, because they'll be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? We ain't rocking like that.
You hear me?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we could go, oh, this old dude ain't supposed to be looking, bro. He's not supposed to be. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to act like when you ain't got a care in the world either.
Right.
Act like you got some type of stand, act like you got some type of integrity about yourself. Act like you respect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I don't feel like you got to walk outside dressed like no nun. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like you got to be covered from head to toe or anything. But I think that we've lost the point of too much. We lost where that point at.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like even with these award shows, bro. Some of these women at these award shows coming out bearing it all. I'm listening to the interviews. They saying stuff like, "Well, when Rick Ross have his shirt off, I don't want to hear nothing until you tell him to put his shirt on." I mean, I think he should have his shirt on too, but I think you should have some pants on too.
Right.
I think your breast should be covered up too.
Right.
So, so you can't really use that as a defense. You can, but it don't hold no validity though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's all wrong. Like, and then I feel like if this was 10 years earlier, you wouldn't even have had that on.
For real.
And a,
For
and, a,
real.
and a lot of and some of these women, you got some that's young and they just now into they wild side. They still exploring their wild side. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them got famous young and they don't you know what I'm saying, like they don't know how to handle it. And they've been doing what they've been doing since before they were famous. And they just being a more who they already were. But then you got them ones that already had they run. Them ones that um been dressed in modest. You know what I'm saying? Even if they got a slight edge to them, it's still been modest for the most part. You
Right.
showing up half naked. What kind of sense that making you 40 something, 50 something years old?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
I think a lot. I
I,
mean, this
I, I
is
don't care what they say. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? They black, I'm black, but hey, you're not getting the pass because you black, man.
for real. For real. I get it. I get it. I think a lot of, especially when they get on up in fame and stuff. Uh, I don't know if it has anything to do with any type of awakening or people becoming more comfortable with their sexuality, whatever the case may be. They just feel like they gotta go back to the Adam and Eve days. You know what I'm saying? When they ain't have nothing on. And I just feel like a lot of factors play into that. You know, the more they get in, the more money they get, the more they get into fashion, the less they feel like they got a wealth. You know, and like I said, I feel like a lot of it got to do with, may have something to do with spirituality. It may be ritualistic. You know what I'm saying? For them
Yeah.
to come out there at them awards and be half naked like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what be on these folks' mind, man. For real.
What? Well, I know, like, especially for the ones that still hot right now, the one that's still, deep into, well, they're still early in their career or in the middle of their career, where they still can make sales, a lot of sales and stuff. You know, if sexuality is what got them on, sexuality is what they're gonna do until they run out. But
Yeah.
like I said, for the ones that have had their run, had your chance, and switched to being more mature, more modest. I ain't like I said, I ain't saying you got to dress like a nun, but hey, dress dress like your growth. If you grew past the raunchiness, why you going back to it? Then because I was looking at a comment one day, about the whole Kiki Palmer thing, and her and the Usher stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even talking about that. No, that's whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But somebody looked at what she had on, a female looked at what she had on and said, I think it's classy. I said, classy. How? So her dressing in a basically a bodysuit with a whole, you know what I'm saying? Well, with some sheer on, with a whole backside showing. When that was classified as classy. And I'm looking at other women like it, and yeah, me too, me too. Since when? Define classy for me. I ain't getting classy from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it must be two of them. It must be two classes. You know what I'm saying?
The
Because I'm
seductive
getting something
classy and the
different.
regular classy.
I'm like, crank this truck up. I'm getting hot.
That's crazy, man. So
But
you
yeah,
said you
man.
you said it was Kiki Palmer who had on something revealing?
Yeah, so they made a whole big deal out of, 'cause, she got a baby daddy. She just became a mom. She's still early into it or whatever. And she showed up to, I think it was it a war show? I think it was a war
Yeah.
show. Usher was performing or presenting. I can't remember. She came up, you know what I'm saying? Or he came up to her. I forgot. I forgot how it all played out. I just remember the gist of it. And she was dressed provocative, super
Mm.
provocative. You know what I'm saying? And people justifying it. Women empowerment type situation.
Yeah, yeah,
To me, that ain't the card to play. Then they saying stuff like, he acted like a female. Um, he knew who, he seen her leave home like that. Um, he knew who he married. I mean, who he with, and all this old mess. See, because he had something to say about it.
yeah.
You don't know what that man seen when she walked out that door. You won't stay with them. And
Right,
even if he did watch her walk out like that, even if he did, that didn't mean be all up on another man while you dress like that.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Or if a man walk up on you, you ain't putting him in his place.
right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? That don't mean do whatever because you dressed however. But you know what that goes back to? The original point. What you let invade your mind is you gonna become it. You thought all that sexual provocative stuff got in your head, and you got on stage acting toxic.
Real rap.
And you got the general public cheering you on, validating your actions. Now you on there talking about, well, I'm gonna look more to my sexuality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's just toxic influence. That's all it
Bro.
is. Toxic
And
influence.
I'm just looking at the stuff like, man, the public will have you messed up out here in these streets.
For
How many
real.
of them women, how many of them women in the comment actually got a man? And then the ones that do got a man, If y'all done did a stretch, y'all doing a stretch, y'all really got something meaningful. I ain't talking about puppy love. I'm talking about that full grown love. Y'all been in
Right.
this thing. How many of y'all go out like that? Be all up on another dude like that? You know what I'm saying? And you tell your husband, you seen how I walked out of here, you should be straight. You gonna come home without a husband or a boyfriend or baby daddy or whatever. If y'all
Right.
been rocking hard for a stretch, unless he into that type of thing, unless he into seeing you with other men.
Right.
Other men, I mean, cause like I said earlier, people into all kind of weird stuff. That, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff it is for some people.
Right. Right. Right.
But
That's
I don't think
crazy.
this is the situation. I don't think that applies to this situation. He ain't acting like it if it do.
Yeah. So he must have got real sensitive about the situation because she was on stage doing it. Her baby
Yeah,
daddy.
yeah. But they
Okay.
want to. But you know, some people been on her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm more looking at the folks that was condoning it. You know what I'm saying? And talking trash about him. Like, bro, this man ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? But y'all villainize the man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. He knew. Well, that'd be the first thing a person say. Speaking on moving how you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like especially when you have to the women out there, like when you have kids, automatically that should make your maturity level like skyrocket, man. But I know people out here who got 3 and 4 kids, more than that, and they ain't matured a bit. They toxic to their kids. Their kids act just like them. Their kids more disrespectful than the last 2 generations. And wonder why it's a generational curse.
They teaching them. They teaching them more than they think they teaching them.
For real, man, kids look at you. They mimic
Yep,
you. And if you
they do.
toxic, if you ain't no good, your kids are toxic and no good.
Yep.
I don't mean no disrespect to nobody, but that's it. That is what it is. If you a toxic mama, a low down mama, a irresponsible mama or father, that's what your kid's gonna be. You wonder
More
why
than
your
likely.
kid, you wonder why your kids acting like this. Oh, he got it from
Oh,
me.
only thing that'll save them if they find influence somewhere else. There's more that they take more that they take on more serious than yours.
Yeah, because their current environment, the current people that they're around is not helping them. You ain't advising them the best way. You don't even have the advice that you need, the capabilities that you need to have to take care of a child.
Man, I knew. Hey, I knew this. I knew this world was going to shit when people arguing about Santa Claus. You got kids. Hey, I ain't telling them this came from no Santa Claus. This came from me. I work for this. Bro, let your kid be a kid. Yeah,
Man,
like
yeah.
this Santa Claus fake. You know, you shouldn't be teaching them this. This white man breaking into the house. Bro, quit trying to get all philosophical about Santa Claus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
People will absolutely ruin their child's imagination, bro.
bro, I help your child be creative, man. Bro, hey, I still my son too fall out. Tooth Fairy left that dollar there.
You hear
You know
me?
what I'm saying? Like well, my son, when it come down to Christmas, I'll be like, well, make it right down on your list so we can give it to Santa. Tell him everything you want. Then just so he'll know, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I hit him with this right here. Santa might, I don't know if he gonna get all that stuff. He probably get some of it for you though. To leave it at that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Then of course, kids' behavior gonna be up and down throughout the year. I'll be like, hey, you just knocking out the stuff Santa gonna get you. This, that, and
right,
the other. Then I'll be like, well, I'm gonna get you some of the stuff, and Santa gonna get you some of the stuff. I just get with Santa to see what he gonna get. Then I choose what I get. But you probably ain't gonna get all that stuff on the list. But you'll get some of it though, and leave it at that. Then I wrap all the presents one way and say all these blue ones over here with Santa got you. All the red ones over here with me and your mama got you. You know what I'm saying? And just do it like that. And I don't feel like I'm ruining him behind it. It ain't hurt.
right,
It ain't hurt my pride that Santa got some of these gifts supposedly. It ain't hurt my pride that I worked for it. He ain't got to know that right now.
right,
My son, as a 5-year old, 6-year old, he ain't got to know that how a job and all that stuff works right now. He's just a kid. He ain't gonna understand it fully if I told him anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like let like you said, let his imagination roam. Let him live in fantasy for a minute. As he go older, I start feeding him the real, little by little, until he coming to himself.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
People.
These kids growing up so fast, bro. That you know what I'm saying? Like it peak kids watching a video today. This woman and this little girl eating some type of hot dogs. The little girl bite off her hot dog. Little girl younger than Cam now. She bite off her hot dog. She chewing on it. For a second, it looked like she ain't like it. Then it looked like maybe the flavor started to hit her. You know what I'm saying? She look at her mama on the camera and say, "This shit busting." Mama bust out laughing. Everybody in the comments laughing. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
all I can think in my mind is, I wish Cam would say some shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know I don't talk like that around him.
Right.
He too young to be exposed to that type of behavior. This shit busting. What if he say that to okay. It's funny today, right? School finna start back. Let us say that to the teacher. That teacher called home and say she was eating her lunch and she saying this shit busting and laughing. Is that shit gonna be funny then?
Right.
You gonna feel away. You probably gonna want to whoop her, but you condoning it today. You teaching it to her.
Yeah.
Man, teach you, hey, bring your kids up right, man.
And the sad part about it, man, a lot of it is being done unconsciously, but people just literally living their lives. People that got kids, they still living their lives as if they don't have kids, and the kid just picking up on
They living their lives like they don't have, boy. Mm, that's something. Hey, we're gonna have a conversation about that one day by ourselves off camera. That was like that. Hey, that was too rough right there. They living their lives. They living their lives like they don't got kids, and then that's half of it. And then the other half of it, they living their lives through their kids.
For sure,
They
for
ain't even
sure,
allowing their kids to have their own identity. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure, for real.
Like people ask me, "You gonna do this with Cam? Have him doing this? Have him doing that?" Man, I'm just on. My plan is to expose him to as much stuff as possible, so he can gain as much knowledge as possible, and guide him on right and wrong, and hopefully he find what he naturally want to do. You know what he want to find, what he want to do naturally, without me pushing him in a certain direction.
Right,
A
right,
lot of things that like I watch other kids when I was little, and to this day, I watch kids do things that their parents want them to do. Man, their parents want them to do it. They feel like their parents gonna be mad if they don't do it. Play certain sports. No, they might want to play basketball, but their daddy an ex-football player, and they want to go ahead and play football because that's what their daddy used to do. Know the coaches, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? Daddy gonna feel a certain way. Or might not even like sports at all. Want to be on the debate team or something. Daddy tripping. Yeah, forget all that. You need to play sports, be a man, make you tough, that type of stuff. I'm not gonna know some people like, oh, he tall, he gonna play this, he gonna play that. He gonna play what he wanna play. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Now I am gonna teach him. I am gonna teach him. No, when you choose things in life, you gonna stay in it until you know for sure this ain't for you.
right,
Just because you
right,
chose something don't mean it's for you. But you ain't finna be doing something one day, quit the next day. We ain't rocking like
right,
that.
right,
You gonna have to put up with your choices. You don't have to. You don't have to see it all the way through. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna force you to remain where you don't want to be, but you know what I'm saying. But you gonna see it through enough to know for sure. So that way you don't got to double back.
right, right.
You know it ain't for you. You done had enough of it.
That's another form of toxicity too, bro. Like you mentioning how parents be wanting their kids to live through them, and the whole time You know what I'm saying? They being toxic to their kids by not allowing them to live their dreams, by not allowing them to, have their own thoughts and live their own thoughts. Just because you got
Yeah,
hurt, just because your mom or dad got hurt in their career, they want you to live, they want to live it through you. You don't want to have nothing to do with basketball, softball, soccer,
right,
whatever it may be.
right,
You
right.
know,
You might want to be an artist or something,
some
but but your daddy can't draw. He can't understand that.
right.
He want to tell you can't make a living out of it because he worked in a factory all his life.
He calling your art mess and junk and
Right,
throwing your pictures away, and
right.
it's another form of toxicity, man. And
Hmm.
believe it or not, a lot of kids run away because of that. A lot
Yeah,
of kids run away, man. You know, it's been done. Look at the statistics on that. For real.
man. Um, yeah, it's rough out here. It get deep. I bet people thought we were just gonna be talking about women and stuff like that. Hey, being toxic though, man, it's it's transferable. You transfer it to your kids. It's infectious. You know what I'm saying? You learned it from whatever situation you in. You might like this another thing. A lot of these folks that toxic like that, they learned it from their parents.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, that generational curse stuff. Learning from their parents, they passing it along. You might feel like it's that man that gave it to you or that woman that gave it to you. Your mama gave it to you. Your daddy gave it to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You watched
saying?
it.
You
You watched
your,
them.
your, your daddy wasn't no good to your mama, so you attracted to the same kind of man your daddy is. But you
Right.
want to sit around and tell me what your granddaddy did for your mama and all this type of stuff, and try to tell me what a good example of a man is. You don't even know what a good example of a man is.
Right.
You can't even be a good example of a woman because you won't put enough clothes on.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And get this, man. I want to put this out there in the public. Like a lot of people feel like they try to put it off on their parents, or because their parents didn't do something that they feel like it's their fault. You don't have to go through an experience to learn from it. You can learn from people. You can learn from other people and know what not to do when it comes to your experience. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like you don't have to go through something. Look at what other people do, and if it's not resonating with your soul, if you know it ain't right, that's something you don't need to do in the future when that time come around to
Man,
you.
I got a homeboy that blame everything he do today on his mama and daddy.
How old is it?
Now, granted, he 30 something. Now,
Yeah,
granted, the way you brought up does influence how you behave.
for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? The actions you take, but that's to a certain degree. After so long, that becomes an excuse. If your daddy didn't teach you basic men stuff, and your mama didn't teach you um, basic things on how to take care of yourself, and no take care, no clean the house, whatever that your mama may have been doing when you was a child. Um, that only gonna take you so far, bro. As a functioning adult, it's up to you to learn new things. You can't. I mean, your mama didn't hug you enough, so you're not into hugs. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But if you enter into a relationship with a woman that's a hugger, you have to put that into practice, my guy.
For real. For real.
You know what I'm saying? You stay by yourself. Nobody showed you how to wash clothes and clean up the house, do dishes. You better watch YouTube.
Right.
YouTube will teach you just about anything. It's
For
only an
real.
excuse for, you know what I'm saying? It's only an excuse for so far. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you know what needs to be done and you know there's a way to learn how to do it, If you choose to live in, my mama didn't, my daddy didn't, if you choose to live there, my God, that's on you.
Yeah.
You took it off of them when you made that choice. You're not a
Yeah.
kid anymore.